Hello! Sorry I didn't have a video last week. The weather was really crappy, and when it gets really cold, it's hard for me to come in here because we don't have any heat. So, today, I'm going to show you how to pull the swing axle out of your beat hole. The tools you will need for this excursion are very similar to those that you need for removing the engine. You need at least one floor jack, some sort of way to remove your wheels. So in this case, I have an impact gun with a 19mm socket. I also have a smaller impact gun with a 19mm socket because I'm going to need that to remove the shocks. You are going to need a 36mm socket and a 27mm socket, two 19mm wrenches, a 17mm wrench, small set of vice grips, 13mm wrench, 8mm wrench, a flat head screwdriver or a Phillips head screwdriver, and two sets of flush cuts over here. The first thing I do is actually get under the back seat and under here to remove the shift coupler off the hockey stick. So you have to take this plate off, which usually has either a Phillips or a flathead screw holding that on, and then it just kind of lifts off. And then on the coupler is a grub screw. Sometimes it has a safety wire going through it. You can usually just cut that off. And then this is an 8mm wrench to pull that off. You only have to pull it off of the side that goes onto the transmission. You can leave it on the other side on the shift rod. So then the next you're going to remove your wheel. If you have hubcaps, you may need one of these hubcap removal tools if your little spring clips are kind of tight. In this car, it is. So we're just gonna pull that off. Next, you've got to get your brake drum off. I usually use a set of dikes to bend the legs back. You need to remove your axle nut. And that's the 36mm. And then the drum should slide off. Okay, so the reason you're doing this is to actually undo your parking brake cable. So you're going to push this lever forward and just slide that off. And then you take a 13mm wrench, and on the back of this is a little retaining plate that keeps the cable in place. You're going to undo that, the 13mm bolt that holds that in, and then you can slide the whole cable out of the plate. Pull that cable out of there, and then I normally put the bolt back in the plate so that I don't lose it. All right, so next bit, you're going to undo the bottom shock bolt, and the nut, I believe, is the 19. Yep. But the bolt head is a 17. Of course, I grabbed a 19mm socket. All right, you get your wrench on, and zip that out of there, and then just like the that retaining bolt, I just bend this out of the way, put the bolt back in with the hardware so that I don't lose it. Forgot a thing. You got to take your brake line off, so you need an 11mm wrench to get that free. Come on. Am I going the wrong way? No. So then you can just sneak that through there, usually. And then I try to put the end of the line kind of up here in the body to keep the gravity down. All right, so your next part is going to be removing these three carrier bolts out of here. You may need an impact to do this because sometimes, especially if the car's been sitting, it does take a bit. So I'm gonna try to do this with just a wrench. All right, once all your bolts are out, you can just kind of grab the plate, swing that out of the way, like that. All right, so now you're going to repeat the process on the other side, and then you can move on to the next step. All right, once you get all your axles and whatnot disconnected, brake lines off, yada yada. Your next step on the driver's side is going to be pulling the clutch cable off. So normally I get a little pair of vice grips to put on the cable so it doesn't spin like that. And then you just back the nut out. Usually it's pretty easy. Sometimes it isn't, like now. The next thing's going to be simply getting the wires off the starter. Let's see if I can get up here without getting a whole bunch of crap in my eyes. Should be a 13. Oh, well, I hope you can still see that, because I can't be bothered to get up out of here. So the next thing you're gonna do, oh God. Next thing you're gonna do is pull your mount nuts out of this guy here. You can just do those and leave the mount attached. And don't forget to do your ground straps. So I'm gonna do these because I can't really get the camera under here. And then I'll get you in here when it's time for the next thing. Next you're gonna get a floor jack under the differential here, just to support it there. And then you're going to take your 27 mil socket and an impact gun of some kind. And you're going to undo these bolts here. Get those, kind of put a little pressure upwards. You're going to grab the belt housing thusly and kind of pull out like that. You're going to have to guide your clutch cable through the tube a little some there. Get everything else out of the way, make sure nothing else is disconnected. If you have a 67 or 68 swing axle, you're likely going to have a reverse light switch, and you'll have wires going to that on the passenger side of the box, way back there. So just be mindful of that as well. Get your clutch cable out the way. There you go. And then pull her out, let her down, and that's it. Filming this bit again because apparently the microphone receiver was falling out and the audio was garbage. Anyway, see, look at that, it's super easy. I've got to get this box ready to go back out to California to be rebuilt. It's already been rebuilt, but it's going back for a warranty job. We think one of the bearings on the main shaft has failed because it howls really bad in third and fourth. Otherwise, it's great. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like, leave a comment, share with your friends. It really helps us when you share things, so I appreciate that. You can follow me on Instagram at WickedWorks. Yeah. See you at the next one.